What it do? What's up, Marcus?
Man, I'm actually glad that you are actually in here to talk to me about your story, bro. I've been knowing you pre-pandemic, I want to say.
Yeah, it's going on
2019.
2019.
And, man, for a lot of people don't know, you used to actually, I don't even know how you got into, matter of fact, we're going to get into all of that.
Yeah.
Now, introduce yourself.
Jay Jones is my alias, but formerly known as Justin Jones. Originally from South Carolina, and just taxing by being here for long enough to be here. So, yeah.
So you got roots from South Carolina. What brought you to Texas?
Man, God brought me here. It's a long story, but it's a spiritual war story. Came here looking to do something different with my life.
Yeah.
And
You always grew up in the faith, though?
man, since I was knee high, I've been in the church.
So you're a church boy.
Yeah.
All right. No wonder you said deacon by a service, not by name, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, man, I was just about to say, when I first met you, I think I met you through social media, and you were making my meals. I thought you was a chef. Like, are you a chef?
Yeah. God
Wait. Are you a chef or you a dude that could cook?
Look, if it's a chicken, call a chicken a chicken. Okay. So, I mean, God gave me the ability to do it, so I did it. Somebody called me to do it. I'm still going to do it. So that's what it was, and that's what it is. I can still do it.
Yeah.
Drop it by.
And full-time thing is you teach, you coach?
Yes, sir. I am now a full-time educator, coach. Love doing it. God has put me in that position where I'm at now, so I'm rolling with that too.
Yeah. All right. So, man, I guess the reason we here, bro, is I think your stock, man, overall has just risen in this new lane. And I know when I started this interview, bro, I said entrepreneur. I ain't going to say full-time entrepreneur, but heart of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Tell me about your business, bro, and how it sparked off and how it got started.
Man, it's just something God put on my heart. I always loved just really dope fashion. And, I watched a lot of great other believers start clothing brands. And I watched these guys, and I wanted to learn more. And I wanted to basically pour whatever God was putting on my heart just in a good fashion form. And I did a lot of reading, a lot of studying, a lot of watching.
Yeah.
And, God really just gave me some great inspiration to actually just move forward with it. I've always been an entrepreneur. Since I was knee high, mowing lawns, actually getting out there serving meals, and this is just something God put on my heart to do. So,
bro, I got to say this though. Who was you watching when you first got into the clothing business? Right? Who was you watching? You was like, yo, they do it right, because I know when we're talking about hip hop, just hip hop, mainstream hip hop, whatever. It's a lot of clothing companies that done came from FUBU to Sean John, right? What made you? Who'd you see that was doing it right?
Man, the first thing that really comes to mind as a kid, it was Fat Farm. You remember the
Fat Farm? Yeah.
But then as I grew older and started to want to do it more for a real purpose, I was looking at Art of Homage, Entre Believer. I looked at Grateful Apparel, the guys in New York. And I was thinking, like, it's not too many guys in Texas, especially around Houston, that's really trying to do it big. Bizzle, he has his God Over Money.
Yeah.
I love God Over Money stuff, man. It was so simplistic. So I really dove deep into, just really putting God out there into fashion. So I was buying a lot of their clothing. I'm like, man, God, I want to do something to put out there with what you've been putting on my heart as well. So yeah, that's where I started at right there.
I got to ask you this, as a person that's been successful to the tune of 6-7 figures, I'm going to say it like that.
Here we go. Come on.
Let me say it.
I need it.
Let me say it like this.
Receive it.
Bro, what's the difference between fashion and merch, right?
Wow. Man, that's a wonderful question. And that's really where God's been taking me, because fashion is a culture. You can change shirts and T-shirts and jeans, and that's just, merch. But, that's where I started, because I had to learn certain things. But as I kept moving and kept going, I'm starting to understand that fashion is just, it's more of a culture. And where are you trying to take a culture with what they're presenting to people about who they are? And it's really an art form. I think that's the biggest, the thing that I can look at a difference in between the two. So I believe fashion will be a more expression of the art form of the culture.
I love it. And then when you compiled all that together and you came up with the name, what was the name and how did you get the name of your current company?
So the company is Reflecting on God. You know, we talked about that a couple times, and I know I sound kind of slow when I talk, but I try to slow it down so you can actually get the process because as an educator, and this is what God put on my heart, as an educator, the biggest job that we have as educators is the art of reflecting. What did we teach, and how did we teach, and how did our students receive what we taught? So as I'm going through this journey of God, how, you know, what do I call this? And he said, call it reflecting on God, because as you're thinking about how God is teaching you, how God is leading you, how God is bringing you out or into a season, that is the process of reflecting. So it's more of a inward thinking, outward expression, so to say.
Yeah. Reflecting on God. Hey, swing over to the IG page at Reflecting on God. No spaces, no
nothing.
Yeah.
All one word.
I actually love some of the stuff. Now, when you jumped off the porch and said, "All right, I got a clothing company. I'm inspired. God over money, fat farm, baby fat, all of this stuff." Right? When you said I was gonna do that, what was the very first piece and what inspires you to do it that way?
Man, the very first piece, and this is an interesting topic because this is literally 3 years to the date when we literally started doing interviews with our models, and I was telling my close family and friends about, you know, what I'm trying to pursue. And the first logo, I reached out to a company overseas. I told them my vision. And
I can't let that just go. we new to this thing.
Yeah.
You reached out to a company overseas. Somebody watching this like, how we start that?
Man,
you got to take us through that because I ain't never had a clothing entrepreneur on the show. So how does it start?
So there's a process to everything, and I really just got with the education behind how do you research a really reputable brand that can help put what you envision into an art form. So it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, because you could tell me one thing and you see it in your brain, but when I see it and I draw it out or write it out, it can be something completely different.
Yeah.
So that was a long process, but I found this one company, I think it's like Middle Europe, and they've been around for years. So after I told them my vision, and it was basically just 2 gloves because I wanted to start with athletic wear. I wanted 2 gloves just to represent fight the good fight of faith. What Paul was teaching.
That's hard, yeah.
Yeah, just fight the good fight of faith, and, you know, where we at, how are we fighting the good fight of faith, and how do we continue to pursue.
Was this going to be a shirt, or what was this going to be?
It started out as a shirt. So it's still a T-shirt. I sold them all, the ones I had. A lot of people that I knew, you know, they loved it. They bought it. So I'm like, bet. Let me go ahead and keep going with it. So
wait, talk to me about that first sale process. And then this is before you started knowing about fabric, because I want to get into all of that. You just trusted the company overseas, like, yo, I want some gloves, I want this.
Yeah.
And they probably just put it on the hot press. It's like, here you go. That'll be $8.
No, well, they gave me a lot of variations of the logo. So they gave me all the logo variations. They gave me ownership of it because I had to pay for it, and that's not like a cheap process because it takes people time to actually put your vision on paper. So once they finished it, they sent me all of the details, all the data, all the files. So I was able to go out and select who I wanted to actually put my images on some clothing. So I started out with some long sleeve T-shirts, some polyester T-shirts, the shirts that you can wear when you're actually working out, because this is a logo of boxing. You know, I'm looking for my athletes. I'm looking for my MMA fighters. I'm looking for my ballers, my hoopers, my football players, my soccer players. Like, I'm looking for these people that's actually out here, you know, because it's different type of fights.
Facts.
And this is who I'm reaching out to in this particular time frame. And it took off. And once it took off, I failed horribly because I didn't know how to run my business successfully.
I was going to ask you about the L and the star, because people will see you now pull up in this Phantom that's sitting outside.
Ain't no Phantom.
It is a Phantom.
If you got one you want to hook me up with, come on. I ain't going to
right? People going to see that and go, man, I can start a clothing company and I can go get a Phantom like Jay, right? Yeah. And so when you start, that first thing was an L? You called it L?
It was an L only because I'm still learning where I need to delegate the finances and how to delegate the finances appropriately. in any business, you have to understand where you should be putting your money, where you should be spending your money, and where you should be saving your money.
Yeah.
So again, it's a long budgeting process, having your money work for you, not against you.
Yeah.
So it worked well for a season, and then another season it didn't work too well, because having a business, a clothing business, is just like having a newborn baby.
Yeah.
If you're not there to nurse it, every stage, and then that little newborn baby is going to start to digress slowly.
Reflecting on God in here in the Blessed Beats Show. My name is Marcus. So let's talk about the startup on it, because you was talking about where to put your money at.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to give us the gem or give us the game behind it. Roughly trying to start a clothing brand.
Yeah.
And you started with a T-shirt.
Yeah.
What we looking at?
Man, okay, if it was 2019, because we're celebrating our anniversary, and I got a lot of stuff to put out right now.
A lot of stuff on sale?
It's about to be on sale. Black Friday is about to pop off. Come see your boy at the Black Market. Right in Houston.
This is the commercial. This is the commercial break, right?
Come get it, because it ain't gonna be there for long. All my stuff is exclusive. So when I looked at the cost of what it cost to start it up, I'm like, okay, bet. It was about 3 years ago. It was right about $2,500 to $3,500, and that's just investing in your website. That's investing in your logos. That's investing in how many shirts that you want to have to push out there. That's investing in how much marketing that you want to do.
How'd you know the different kind of shirts? Because you got like, don't get me wrong, you got like Gildan, and what's the other one most people know about?
You have a lot of Gildan and Bella Canvas. Those are the big ballers. You know,
are those good shirts?
Those are really great shirts, and that's why I recommend a lot of people start it, because.
Jay, I got to cut you off, though. I got a shirt from you. I got 2 shirts from you that are still.
Okay.
I'm probably 500 washes in, and these joints are fire. And the material, that joint ain't so shrinking the dryer cotton that you got.
Right.
I got the white.
The clothing grace.
Yes. And every time I wear them I wear them in the gym now, too.
Man,
right?
Look. Can I bless Beat Studios real quick? Because I don't want to just sit here and talk about it, because I'm always.
You want to. Oh no. Okay. So here's an opening right now. What's this one?
Custom made.
Hold it up for the camera. Hold it up for the camera.
Custom made. Because I know Marcus. He likes the hoodies. He likes the cutoff shirt. I know he works out because he's an athlete. And this is a custom luxury material right here.
Pull it that way a little bit. There you go.
When you wear it, you're gonna feel a little bit warm.
Okay.
Because it's a really thick material, but that's for the season right now.
Yeah.
That's for the season right now. So the material that you're talking about, that's like a polyester mix.
Okay, so how does you hold on, I gotta see this on the camera.
Yeah.
Hey, clothed in grace, reflecting on God. Got the hoodie joint on it. This material is fire. Now,
there's only 3 of those that's made. And that's straight exclusive.
I got you. So this is definitely dope. All right, so Doug, I appreciate that. All right, hey, I got you. Thank you. All right, so material. You said that was a mesh polyester.
It's a polyester mix. So it's certain percentages of cotton to polyester to wool that they will mix in the fabrics. And the one that you have now, I sourced that one from overseas as well.
So how did you know not to go with the 2 main companies we just talked about?
I'm trying to be different in everything I'm doing. God's moving, and He's leading me, and I'm looking, and I'm taking risks. Everything is a faith walk for me right now.
Yeah.
Like if I feel like God is telling me this is not necessarily who you want to work with for this particular thing, then I got to move somewhere else with it.
Yeah.
Because the finances, that's a really delegated appropriation of finances that's not just mine. It's what God gave me.
This 3,500, 25 to 3,500 that you started with, this don't include your own machines and nothing like that, though, right?
No, I only bought my own press machine maybe just a year ago.
What made you buy your own after a while?
Just a lot of wisdom of who I can actually go to help me get my own samples, because if you get your own samples from somebody, they're going to charge you. Or you can make your own samples. So, and you can do your own mock-ups, but is a mock-up really going to show you what it looks like when somebody's wearing it?
Yeah.
Is a mock-up going to show you what it looks like after it shrinks? Is a mock-up going to put it on somebody that's bigger, you know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with a certain population?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of wisdom that goes into it, and if you don't have it, I highly suggest getting a mentor and a program that actually walks you through the journey, because it is a journey.
Let's get gritty, bro. Let's get real gritty right here. It's the Blessed Beats Show. Reflecting on God, clothing brand. You doing great to the point you can bless right now. God has been so good. When you started it, you took 3,500, right? You caught some L's.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You a married man with kids, and I remember back then you had just had a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So how was the house looking? Because, matter of fact, let me say this. How much was the L out of that first batch? Because you had to order shirts and all this. What was the L looking like? Is it a big L? What was the L looking like?
My mindset was that the L is a lesson. So I'm looking at everything I'm putting into it. I don't expect to get anything back.
How much you lose?
If I had to guess, I would say all of it. Because I put all of it, I put everything into it.
Yeah, that's
so
real.
when I'm looking at, when I say I lost everything, it wasn't necessarily me losing everything, but it's just I'm not paying myself. I'm not looking to pay anybody else. All of my models that I use, if y'all see any of the model TikToks or reels that I just put up, those are all my family. Like, we're not blood related, but we're spiritual related. So they did this because they understand my heart.
Yeah.
And they understand where I'm trying to push this.
Yeah.
So
The reason why I wanted you to say that is because, again, I want to drive the fact home that anybody who step off and go do this entrepreneur thing, I want them to hear somebody say, bro, I feel like I lost all of it, but I lost, but I won. You know what I'm saying? So
I lost, but I won because a lot of the people that knew me, they knew what I was doing. So they were still supporting me. I had to understand the population I'm trying to service. Again, fashion, it represents a culture.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the culture that you're in, then you have to be able to adjust. So once I adjusted it, tapped into a certain culture or what they like, you can't go on a farm and try to sell, you know what I'm saying, white beaters to somebody that's working on the farm.
Now, are you designed? Is it by design how you make what you make? Is it it's for everybody, or is it a niche?
It is a niche. So the streetwear is a niche because that's what I grew up wearing. I grew up in T-shirts and hooping shorts and jogging suits and hoodies. So that's where I'm at. But as I grew, my fashion started to grow. My understanding of fashion grow, just like your taste buds will grow. You like apples in one season, you may like oranges in another season.
Yeah.
So I put out some flannels, and the flannels look real dope. They sold really well up north. When I came down south, nobody bought a flannel.
I got the same story, bro. I put out a cover. I'm wearing covered on my head right now. I put out a covered flannel.
Yeah.
That was.
I saw it. I loved it.
Dog, that flannel was
dope.
fire.
It was dope.
I got a closet of them.
Yeah. If you switch it to the culture, like I promise you, like they will see that, they will love it, they will gravitate towards it, and they understand the story, they understand the message. And my message is that it's not just for me, it's for people that want to have an expression of what God puts on you. God is enough. When God wasn't enough, like he's still enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
where you come up with your sayings, clothing, great, like all of this. Where you coming up with this stuff at?
Man, the most. Okay, can I tell you real quick where I got one? So my Free by Jesus one that I love doing.
Wait. Is this the hottest product you got?
It's one of the hottest products I
Because
have.
I do want you to tell me about the one that changed the game.
Yeah. So the Free by Jesus was one that changed me, that helped me change the game. I was literally on my bike cycling for like maybe 18, 19 miles, and I'm about 20 miles in of a cycle, and I'm just trying to go over in my brain, like, what does God want me to do? And I'm just battling, like, sin within my own life because I can't control everything I feel like I can control, and I feel like sin is winning the battle, and then God just spoke to me. Holy Spirit spoke to me. You've been freed by Jesus already, so he set me down. That was it. And I'm like, he said, go ahead, put that out there because you're not the only person struggling with that.
Wow, bro. That's hard right there. All right, so now you got some months, you got a year in the game, right? You done went through 4 seasons, reflecting on God. You know the hot time to, right? You had to learn what season is gonna win, right? Yeah. For my clothing people, take me through the seasons for your designs. What year is it a desert, and when is this milk and honey going?
So in Texas we got summer at least 8 months throughout the year, so we have to be really cautious in the fashion industry, what we're doing. So I'm really intentional about planning ahead now, especially for the clothing business. I started looking at what I'm doing for the fall and winter right around June. in July time frame, because if you're gonna make it, you have to get it, and then you have to make sure what you get is going to work and not going to fall apart, you know, if you don't know.
Yeah. So you being a student of the game.
Yeah.
How do you keep up? Oh, and I know I'm going fast with it because I'm really inspired by this conversation. How are you keeping up with the colors? Like when you go into the mall and you go into the department stores, it look like all the colors be some kind of matching, right? They might be on browns and beiges and then on all oranges and reds. And how do you keep up with that? And then how do you know what's the next thing? Like we always know hoodie season coming. Okay, cool. Right. But how do we know that we on Crocs now? Like how does people know what's coming?
Man, I love being an educator because kids keep you relevant. And they keep you so relevant.
That's hard.
To the point that if you're not trying to be relevant, then you're irrelevant. And then you have to understand that kids are growing up too. One of my kids just pulled me up the other day. He saw one of my TikToks I made with a hoodie. He was like, Coach, I didn't know you had a clothing business. I'm like, yeah. So kids keep me relevant. And when I'm looking at what season we're in, when it's hot, light colors. When it's cold, darker colors.
Yeah.
And then if I want to really go against the grain, I'll switch it, you know?
Yeah. And then every now and then that might hit, right?
Yeah.
Do you know when, is most of your gear upper, low? You got jeans, what are you doing with the bottom? Are you going sneakers? What are you doing?
Man, I would love to do some sneakers. I don't have sneakers right now. So it started with a T-shirt, went to hoodies. I have fully custom jogger suits, rubber logo patches. I have those outsourced, but I also have a local source in Houston that I can get my tops from. So I have hoodies, sweatshirts. This one right here I'm wearing is just a pocket long sleeve type of sweatshirt. So it really varies. For the season that we're in now, fall going towards winter, I have full jogger suits, tops and bottoms.
I just want to hear about your marketing game now, too, because I see other podcast interviews with clothing people that come on them, and then, you know, some people are out the trunk with them, some people online with them, some people. What was your strategy and when you was growing your company?
Man, it was tough. It's still tough because everything is changing with social media, and that's been a really, really hard grind for me because I can market really well in person. I can sell anything in person. You can take me to a beach, I'm going to sell you sand in person. I can do it in person. Online, it's a different story because you don't have another page that's a person that's face-to-face with you. So that's been tough. So I really just put that in God's hand. I tried to do a lot of marketing. I put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars into marketing just to find out that I'm marketing the wrong crowd at the wrong time with the wrong stuff. Yeah. So
and you're not getting that money back.
I wasn't getting that money at all.
Right.
And, you know, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, they're going to keep their money. They don't give you refunds. So.
Right. At that point, you feel like you're doing it for likes, and it's like, I don't want likes. I want revenue. I want return on it. What's your thoughts about influencers doing it? Because no hate on my influencers that watch, right? But, like, some of them have so many deals out there, you can give them a God is Enough hoodie, and they just going to put it on, say something about it, take the free hoodie and the money that you're going to pay them, and keep it moving. Right? And so I say, you just said, like, your family members, they're not blood-related, but they heart-related, right? I think those are the influence because those are people that's going to really pound that pavement to be like, yo, my kinfolk, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what are your thoughts about that?
Like you said, my influences are the people I'm servicing first. That's going to be my church family. And then I don't domesticate what I have to my church family. Like, if you know me, I know you, we grew up together and you like it, you know, hit me up. I never had a problem with giving something away to somebody that truly needed it. I've given away many things. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but shoot, when I'm teaching at church, like, I give clothes away as prizes to kids. And I love to see that they get something more than, you know what I'm saying, a handful of mints. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, or a Chick-fil-A gift card. Here's something that you can wear. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to change, you know, what we're doing as a culture. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So giving things away are basically just being a blessing. That's me all day. As soon as I go somewhere, I'm going to bless you. Yeah. You know? As soon as you come to my house, you're not leaving without something that.
Do you have to have a whole warehouse full of stuff? Like where's your stuff at now? Because I know you got the whole family involved, but Is it an extra room at the house? What's going on?
Yeah, I turned one of my rooms into an office. I turned my other room into a photo shooting studio.
I told y'all he had a big house in the family.
Man,
I told y'all.
God's blessing. God's been blessing. For my birthday last year, we turned the house into we did a little photo shoot fashion show in the house for my birthday. And that's all I wanted. And once people knew I wanted that, they was all in. They showed up on a Wednesday. Yeah. You know, it's the middle of the week. Wow. You know, on my birthday, I'm like, we going to do this. And we did it. We had a wonderful time. So, man, I'm using everything that God's given me. You know what I'm saying? Everything he's given me, I'm trying to use it to the best of my ability.
We know Black Friday is coming. Yeah. Right? And it matters not when you watching this interview. Black Friday coming. Yeah. Right? No matter when you watching this interview, Black Friday coming. You got specials going on. What's going on the site? What's the site? Instagram? How we get to this joint right now?
Yeah. It's on Instagram. It's on Facebook. We're on TikTok. Everything that I'm doing right now, especially for Black Friday, it's going to be a fam discount. You hit me up on IG, I'm going to be the first person to reply. You say, hey, I need a discount. Bet, I got you.
You running your own social media too?
Everything.
Oh, you was a Renaissance man. Yeah. You got to do that. And you get a lot of traction through, what's your biggest platform?
The biggest platform right now is Instagram because that's our generation. So it's easier for me to relate with people on Instagram. Yeah. Facebook is still kind of our generation, but it's kind of going up to an older generation right now. I say if you between 45, 55, even 65, Facebook is your best friend. TikTok right now is those kids that's going to be somewhere between like 25 and 15. Yeah. And then, Snapchat got their own little, I'm here, 15, 12.
How do you keep up? Well, how do you make sure you hitting all of these platforms? Or do you just target where you need to be targeted?
Man, I if I got a handful of aces, I'm gonna run the aces. That's just that's a little old spades.
It went over somebody's head.
Yeah, it went over somebody's head. Yeah. Man, but if you playing dominoes, I got a handful of doubles. Then I gotta work with what I got. Yeah. So I know for me, Instagram has worked really well because I poured a lot of my time in there. I have my own personal profile, I have my business profile, I have a coaching profile, and I have my other side business profile, which is just a spinoff of Reflecting on God. It's called Stubborn Faith. And God gave me that one, man. I love that one because every time somebody sees the Stubborn Faith and then the donkey logo, it's like, man, that's different. What is it about? And
that's a whole nother interview. I want to hear about that. What's the Instagram page on that?
So that's Stubborn Faith.
At Stubborn Faith. Yeah. Bro, that's hard. You done buried the lead. I want to hear more. I want to hear more about that. I tell you what, if you are watching this interview on BlessedBeatzLive.com or you hearing clips from YouTube or any of the social medias that we actually shared on, can we give them a code or something that they jump in and they know they got it from here? You give them something off on it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I got it. You got to say BBL is your code.
Oh, Lord.
That went over somebody here. Blessed Beats Live.
Okay.
All right. Blessed Beats Live.
Run that back. I had to run that back real quick. Okay.
All right. So if you drop that in the thing, man, make sure you give them people some kind of hookup. But like I said, Black Friday is coming. Tell people how they can get in touch with your stuff.
Yeah, message me on Instagram, Reflecting on God, all one word. You see me a message on TikTok, Reflecting on God, all one word. On Facebook is ROG, Reflecting on God. ROG is Reflecting on God. So even if you see me at Black Friday in Houston, at the Black Marketplace, we're going to be out there. Everything that's on the website is going to be at bare minimum 30% off everything. And I say everything. Yeah. And it's all brand new stuff. I'm not putting nothing on sale from the summer that I just didn't have. I got brand new stuff that nobody's even seen that's on sale.
The stuff that don't sell from the summer stuff, is you just hold it for next year?
If I don't hold it for next year, I end up blessing some kids with because they always seeing me wearing some stuff. My daughter over here, she's wearing one of the hoodies that we did for Valentine's Day. And all the girls, they love it because it's put on love. And God said, at the very least, you should be able to love your neighbor. So that's a full jogger suit. Yeah. I bless kids with it. I bless adults with it. Yeah. Whoever wants it, needs it, like, you got it. It's not for me to keep. Yeah. I feel like Jesus gave his life, and nobody forgot that.
Bro, I love your heart, bro. That's so dope. At Reflecting on God. Reflecting on God.